Everybody say hi to Jamae, even though nobody's watching. Works for me. Oh, good. I have one viewer. Hi. Hi, sweetie. Aw, she's playing with my hair. Hi, baby. Hi, guys. Hello. Hi, Jamae. All right, cool. We have 20 people already, 23. Okay, wow, this is more than I thought, considering I gave absolutely no notice, which is like my typical these days. I just wanted to come on and like literally for 15 minutes, just because I'm literally going to be posting, once a week from now on, except for like when I want to post more. Hold on, Jamae wants to leave my room. I just thought, like, I don't know, I miss you guys. Here you go. Wanna go out? You can go out. All right, bye, Jamae. All right, come on. I just kind of like miss like chatting with you guys, and so I thought I would literally. Why did I say literally so many times? I'm just gonna come on for a very quick little live stream and chat with you guys about life and school, because I know for a lot of you and for myself, the semester is starting. My semester, I think it starts on the 21st, so Tuesday is my first day of class. And if you're wondering, I'm taking a biology class this semester, biology 2, because I took it the first semester, like biology 1 last semester. And then I'm taking statistics online just because it's so expensive to take classes like in person. Like, it's crazy. So like an online class is dramatically cheaper, like a fifth of the price. So I'm taking statistics online. And then I'm taking an online GRE course that was also very inexpensive, because I was like, to be honest, like I just want to do well, and yeah, so that's obviously that's why I'm taking the GRE course. No, I want to do horribly. That's why I'm taking it. Is the weather nice? No, it's not nice. It's actually like really cold here this week in New York, and I'm actually going out to New Jersey tomorrow to visit a friend, and I'm really excited. We're gonna like have a sleepover. She went to WashU with me, and I just miss her, so I'm very excited to see her. Can I do a video on what I do for accommodations at school? Yeah, I actually made a video maybe like 8 months ago talking about that. It's probably just like if you look up on my page like school or college or something like that, if you search that word, it'll probably show up. But like for me, I think like the most helpful things were probably like a computer for sure. Like if I have like an essay for example, like I'm just like that was probably the most helpful one. Like I needed a computer for essays, because if I'm going to be writing like a lot during the exam, like, oh my goodness, no, that's not happening. And also I'm allowed to take notes on my computer in class. I feel like for me that was like super helpful. But I talked a lot about that. So if you just look that up, like you'll definitely be able to find it. You see a cardiologist for POTS on the 17th of February. Any good questions to ask? I mean, I would just like go in, or I don't know if you have POTS and so you're just seeing a cardiologist. Or if like you don't have POTS and like you're talking about the possibility of POTS, some advice or like good questions to ask. I mean, really, it's like very like, of course, specific to the person. I think the best advice I can give is like go in with a list of all the things that you want to talk about, and like maybe even like make it very organized, because I know for me it's super easy to either forget a point or like to kind of just like go from like point to point and like forget to finish a certain point. Does that make sense? So I would definitely like write down that. Honestly, like I feel like it's very individualized. Like sometimes I would ask, like I ask questions about like, hey, like sometimes like I feel like my blood pressure is low, but I can't tell like what are good ways for me to be able to tell the difference between my heart rate being high and my blood pressure being low, or both, in situations when I don't have like a pulse oxy or a blood pressure monitor, things like that. Like I know that's like important for me, because sometimes it's hard for me to know which medications to take, though I've definitely learned how to figure out what's what. You're getting snow in Pennsylvania? Yeah, we'll be getting snow here too. I think it's supposed to snow tomorrow. Minus 36. Where do you live? Also, are you Celsius or Fahrenheit? But but I assume Fahrenheit. But yeah, no, it's Fahrenheit. That was a dumb question. Where do you live? Um, so your daughter is getting a PhD in clinical psychology. She already took all the stats and bio when she took her neurological program. Oh yeah, that's awesome. A PhD in psychology. Um, do I do any physical therapy for joint pain and does it help? So I've like definitely touched upon this and I feel like throughout my videos I've discussed it, but I don't know if I've done so much of like a dedicated video on physical therapy. I've done physical therapy for like a lot of things. A lot of things like throughout my life. Did they help? I mean, some things helped. Like I guess the one that I saw the most improvement with was with my left knee when I was younger. So the first time I fully dislocated my knee, like really, really, really badly, like I couldn't walk for like over a month at all. You know what I mean? That kind of a thing, like really bad. Um, I was 8 and I went to physical therapy, maybe like a month after whenever I was allowed to start doing that. And over the course of maybe a year, I actually improved significantly, which is fantastic. So like I did see a lot of improvement with that. Like my knee was definitely tracking better. It was subluxing a lot less. As I got older, unfortunately, like physical therapy for that knee did not work for some reason. I mean, it just got really bad, like my patellar tracking issues. And so like after seeing like, I don't even know, like over 5 physical therapists just for this issue, it didn't help. So I had to get surgery. But like, so I think that it just like really depends on the joint and what exactly is wrong with it. I've seen like, I saw a little bit of improvement with like my neck. I saw a little bit of improvement with like my back. What else have I been to PD for? I feel like I've been to PD for so many things and I just can't remember. Also, I do a lot of the same things. Like with PT, they will work on a couple different things. Oh, so it was in Celsius. And you're in Canada. That makes sense. Sammy, you're in Boston. Oh my God, I remembered your name. Hi, Sammy. Um, Hi, do I know if skin on elbows counts for what? Do you know if the skin on elbows counts for hypermobile EDS? I think you mentioned it for classical, but I wasn't sure about HEDS. You're talking about stretchiness. So the point was that you needed 3 stretchy spots, and it's all about like it's considered like hyperextensible / stretchy if that skin in certain spots stretch above a certain amount. So in the elbows, it was 3 centimeters. So if your elbows, the skin on your elbows, like can hyperextend, like or whatever it's called, like you know what I mean, like be stretched greater than 3 centimeters, then that's considered like stretchy. But you need 3 different spots that are like so like you need that plus 2 of the other ones that are in the whole like idea of like I'm speaking so badly right now. But you'll see all the things that I listed in that video for classical EDS criteria. And if you have 3 of those spots that are stretchy and they pass that like cutoff, then like, yes, that counts as stretchy skin. But not just like having 1 stretchy spot. That doesn't count. Um, oh, I don't know. I just did. Sorry, I'm like struggling to like I always lose my spot whenever I'm reading your comments and it gets like really hard for me to find again the comment that I just lost. Okay, I think I was here. How do you get your doctors to take you seriously? I mean, it sucks because like here's the thing. Like everybody has different experiences and every doctor is different and like a doctor not like believing you is like the doctor's problem. You know what I mean? Like it's the doctor's fault. Like that should not lie on you for the doctor to believe you, Like it's on you to like do a good job explaining it to like as well as you can and like you know what I mean? But that's not like there's like it's so hard to say like what you can do to make a doctor believe you because that's literally a bad doctor if the doctor does not believe you. Like it's ridiculous that some doctors don't believe patients. I mean, I would just go in there and just say all your symptoms again and tell your story as opposed to just like I'm nauseous all the time. I'm just using this as an example. Like maybe tell your story. I don't know if you already do this, but kind of like, oh, well, it started at this point and this is what I've tried for it. maybe bring somebody else with you. Like, again, it's not your fault that, like, a doctor's not believing you. I don't know why a doctor would not believe you, but unfortunately, this happens way too often, so, yeah. I mean, if the doctor's like, "I don't believe you," like, find a new doctor, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be bad doctors. I've come across a couple bad doctors before, you know? I come across doctors who are not that familiar with certain things, and that's not a bad doctor, but I've come across a couple bad doctors before, in my opinion. Um, Lost my spot again. Don't we love this? Um, can you start noticing symptoms of HEDS after 20? I didn't dislocate a lot when I was young, but now I do. Yeah, I mean, like for everybody's different with HEDS. Like for me, it's sort of just like probably like it's been like was like progressive from like the time when I was like born until probably like age 20, and like now I've sort of just sort of been the same. In certain ways I've like improved actually, which is fantastic. Other ways have gotten worse, but a lot of ways I've improved. So yeah, I mean everybody's different. I really don't know. I can't answer that like to like an actual like with like factually. Bless you, Jeff. But and the reason I said that is because it's like I don't think that there's anything in literature that explains why somebody would not be very symptomatic before age 20 and now they are, but like it does happen to people. Like people do receive a diagnosis of HEDS who have started experiencing symptoms later in life. It's confusing. I don't know why. Like, I don't know how this all works. I don't know if it's a different type of mutation that causes that. I don't know. But, like, is it possible? I think so. Like, I really don't know for sure. But, like, there are people who, like, experience that as well. So then I guess the answer would be yes. I just mean, like, I don't know the reason as to why. Um, have I heard of the Muldowney method slash protocol? No, I have not. I don't know what that is. Do you want to tell me what that is? What would I recommend to help with lower back pain? Honestly, my back sort of just got a lot better after like maybe a year or two for like no known reason. My doctor suggested just doing plank. It's not great, like, strengthening my stomach. Also, of course, it depends on, like, what's causing your back pain. For me, I have, like, mild scoliosis and a really weak core, like, I'm super weak. So, like, strengthening that was a big thing. For me, the main thing is that I could not sit up unsupported at all, and I still struggle with that, but, like, not even close to how I used to struggle with it at, like, age, like, I don't even know, 13, 12, 14, something like that. Actually, it's probably 14. I don't know. So for me, I needed to, like, constantly have something supporting my back, and lumbar support was really important. Um, oh, dang it, lost my spot again. Don't we love this? Am I pre-med? I'm not. So I graduated like in May, and I'm just taking prerequisites right now, and I was not pre-med at WashU for undergrad, but I did take like a lot of science courses because I was a science major. It just like environmental earth science, but like it wasn't like health sciences, you know what I mean? So because I want to get a master's in genetic counseling or human genetics, I need to take certain classes I did not take that are prerequisite classes for applying to these schools. So I'm taking those classes right now, but I was not pre med. There's definitely like a point in my life where I was like, I really want to be a doctor. And there was a lot of points in my life where I thought that. And it's not that I don't, it's just like I know I literally could not get through that schooling. Like, there's no way physically or mentally, like that's just gonna kill me. But like it's gonna be so hard. I don't know how the heck I would get through it. Like, but then really like physically too. Um, any tips to stop subluxations and shoulders when doing everyday tasks? I think what I've heard has helped for some people is something like KT tape. to help like tape in your shoulders a little bit. If I were you, I would like definitely like if you have a physical therapist or a doctor that could teach you how to tape your shoulders properly for whatever direction and way in which your shoulders are subluxing, if they just like taught it to you once and thought that that would also be a good idea, then like I would say try that. For me, like I taped my kneecaps, like especially like my left one, like literally every day for like almost every day at least, but like if not every day for like I don't even know, a year. It didn't feel so great on the skin, I'll tell you that. But like and it didn't like stop my knee from subluxing or moving out of place. It just provided some extra support and like sort of like suggested, like it gave it like a suggestion to like, hey, maybe kneecap, maybe you should stay in the center. So like that would be my suggestion. I'm not like an expert on shoulders. For me, I don't have huge shoulder like looseness, laxity. A little bit shoulder blade laxity, but like for me, it's like I do have shoulder pain, just like not really looseness. They're not that loose, which is fantastic. You finally got your POTS diagnosis. It took you 6 years. How long did it take me? It took me, I don't really know because the problem is it's like hard for me to answer that question because there were certain symptoms I had when my other symptoms, such as pain and stomach issues, started to like progress that were dysautonomia symptoms, but weren't necessarily POTS symptoms. And it's hard for me to answer whether or not that was actually POTS. But to give you like an idea, that started happening maybe around 14. I started having a lot of issues with my like feet and hands turning purple and freezing or red, hot, and swollen. I also was experiencing frequent dizziness, but it wasn't the same kind of dizziness that I experience now. I mean, I still experience that kind of dizziness, but like it's a different type. I'm not good at explaining this. Honestly, if you want like an in-depth answer, I recently put out a video that's like about my POTS journey, like my whole journey. I'll definitely like give a lot of details in that video. So if like you want to hear about the whole like beginning part, like I would watch that. But like I guess I could say like I was actively looking for like a heart diagnosis for like September, October, November, December, January, February, March, 7 months. Uh, Oh, lost my spot. Why does YouTube do this? It's like you start to scroll and suddenly you're like all the way at the bottom of the list and you need to figure out where you are on the list of questions. By the way, for anybody who joined later, I just want to say that this is like a short live stream, so I'm not going to live stream for that much longer. I do want to say one other thing. I really want to do a video on unpopular opinions and like my opinion on that or controversial ideas. I posted it underneath my community section asking you guys that like an hour ago. So if like after this or even now, if you want to just like open up another tab, if you could like think about some like controversial topics or questions or unpopular opinions you'd want me to like respond to and give my opinion on. I'm not talking about like health related. They can be, but like that's just like not what I'm thinking of. Like then ask them. You could also ask them anonymously. I put down my telonym there. But if you guys could do that, that'd be great. How was the transition to college, being chronically ill and having chronic pain? You're a senior and very nervous for the transition. It's like I was very scared about how I would manage like schoolwork and like how I would do walking around the whole campus when dealing with chronic pain. Um, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It wasn't as bad as I thought until I like had a really bad knee subluxation, maybe in like early November or late October. No, it was like late October and my freshman year, and then it got like really painful for me to walk around campus. But to be honest, I was really worried too. I made it through. I think a lot of people find their ways to get through. Like, and to be honest, I did really well in college, and I worked my butt off to do that. Like at certain times, I really just didn't feel great, and I had to do my work anyway. And you sort of learn how to do that, and it sounds really sucky, but like it's sort of just the way it is. Like the way I had to do it, at least. I think that like the best advice I can offer you is to like really speak up for yourself and any circumstance you feel left out in, if you feel like you're not given like a fair shot for something, or like if you, for example, like I know that there were a couple field trips that I actually couldn't go on. Keep in mind, I was an environmental earth science major. Like there were field trips that required us going places that, you know, had like a lot of walking or a lot of standing. And sometimes like I couldn't do it. So I told the teacher right in the beginning of the year after we got the syllabus, and I said, like, I have a couple of physical disabilities. I am not going to be able to do this because, or like ask them questions. I don't know if I'll be able to do this because it's hard for me to like stand, you know, for like too long periods of time. Like, is it more of kind of like a place where we sit down and we learn, or is it like walking around and chatting and standing around? Because I can't do that. And instead, I just did like a project. And then certain field trips I could go on. So it's sort of just like what I'm saying is just speak up. Like, I know it's hard to do that sometimes. And of course, like it's easier said than done. And like also, I'm kind of the person who like, I'm not really afraid to speak up in many circumstances where others might be. And like even still, I'm like worried to like speak up sometimes about these circumstances. But I'm just a very extroverted person who like likes chatting. If you didn't know, I like to talk. So yeah, but that like includes friends too. And also the last advice I'd give you is like find somebody, like try your hardest to find people who have chronic illnesses and chronic pain. I didn't find somebody until the very end of my first semester senior year, and I like am so grateful I did. Like I felt like absolutely nobody at WashU had chronic pain. It's a really hard school. I was like I don't even know how I'm supposed to do this, and I felt like really horrible being the only person that I in my mind that like dealt with like any sort of health issue, which of course like isn't the truth, but like I can even think of like at one point one of my friends told me she had like Hashimoto's, and I was like, oh my god, really? Like, and I just so excited because not excited she has it, but excited that I found somebody who like had a condition. And then I was like, oh my god, like how does it affect you? And she said, actually, it doesn't affect me at all. I just take a pill and I'm fine. And I was like, oh really? Okay. And then like I was like, there was just like nothing to it, and that's great. So happy she's like doing really well. But like it just like that literally felt like nobody was going through even remotely anything like remotely similar to what I was. So the how long am I going to talk about this for? If you can, see if you can find like some sort of club at your campus that like deals with like chronic illness or like disability, or see if you can talk to the like disability services and ask them if there's a group of people or a specific person they could connect you to, or if they could, like who's like a student or somebody that they could ask if they'd want to connect with you and get back to you. That's what I would do, because it really sucks going through it alone. And like when you have somebody else who understands, it feels dramatically better. Oh my gosh, one of your best friends is hoping to go to WashU. I hope they get in and go there. I love WashU so much. So am I in a post-bac program? I don't really know. Like, I'm not in a program. No, I'm just like I just figured out which classes I needed to take, and I'm taking them. I'm taking classes at Pace. I'm taking classes online, and I'm gonna take a class at Hunter as well. Like, I might do a class at NYU. Like, it's going all over the place. So that's not even a program at all. I'm just like, yeah. Do my muscles hurt too, or just my joints? Oh my god, my muscles hurt a lot. Like 50% of my pain is muscular pain. Like it's not just joint pain. A lot of the times I'll kind of classify it as chronic pain or joint pain just because like it sort of gets the idea across to somebody who doesn't understand, or when I'm just sort of spitting it out there and generalizing it. But yes, my muscular pain is a huge source of my pain. And that's like specific. Actually, to be honest, it might be more of my pain, because when I think about where my pain is the absolute worst it'll get, it's in my neck, and it's actually like in the traps of my neck and like my jaw, and it's like the muscles in there. So yeah, like, and then knee, but knee is not the muscle. So like the part of the knee that hurts is like nothing muscular. So yeah. Any tips for stopping ankle subluxations? Ooh. Not knee braces, ankle braces. I don't know. I mean, like I can tell that one of my ankles, which one is it? My right ankle, I just feel it, like, sort of pops out unpainfully, just it's not painful, it's just uncomfortable, and it also cracks and doesn't crack, it pops, um, but it doesn't really bother me, so I don't really know because I've never really had to do anything like that. Actually, no, I mean, tape, I say that a lot, KT tape. Compression stockings that are really tight around the ankle sometimes can help hold things together a lot. Now that I'm thinking back to, like, when I was, like, walking around with my knee brace and my leg was straight, my left ankle actually was hurting me because my foot would, like, dangle in, and it'd cause me pain on, like, the exterior part of my ankle. That's also not an ankle subluxation, so never mind. I don't know. Tape, PT, doctor, try the tape maybe. How do you inform work that you're actively struggling with the condition with no medical evidence? I wish I could say I was more familiar and knowledgeable on this topic, but I'm just really not. Like, I'm really not very knowledgeable when it comes to, like, work accommodations, for those with disabilities. I wish I was more, and I hope to become more educated on that, but I just feel like I can't really speak to that. I assume that you'd have no medical evidence maybe because it's difficult for you to get medical if it's not difficult for you to get, like, medical evidence, then I would say do that first maybe, like, see your doctor about it, but if that's difficult for you to do for whatever reason, then I just really don't know, but I'm sure maybe look up, like, on the ADA, um, website, there may be some good information on there. Do I ever get imposter syndrome when I'm having a good day? I know what imposter syndrome is, like, in reference to, like, college and stuff, but, like, I'm assuming you mean, like, do I ever sometimes think, like I think I know exactly what you mean, like, "Oh my god, like, are my conditions actually not that bad? Like, is my chronic pain not that bad?" Like, yes. I've actually spoken about this in a video, and I know a lot of people, like, felt the same way, and they were like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy somebody else feels this way." And I was worried about putting out that video, but I was pretty sure other people could relate. It's really weird why we do this. I don't know why I do this. I said we, I meant I. It's very strange, but yeah, I do all the time. Like, I have this strange, like, thing where I'm like, if I'm not that bad at the day, I'm like in one day, I'm like, wait, is my chronic pain not that bad? Like, is is there even something wrong with me? It makes literally no sense. And, like, the next day I'm like, oh my god, obviously there's something wrong with me. Ow, like, you know what I mean, or whatever it is. Like, but I do get that, and I know a lot of people who get that now. It's really, really weird, and it really sucks. I mean, I always know that there's something going on, but, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, I question the severity of my symptoms and the actual diagnosis of my condition for literally no reason when I start to feel less symptomatic. Oh, lost my spot again. Any tips for surviving college with gastroparesis? I mean, I think it's very dependent on, like, how your gastroparesis affects you. I know for me, like, certain foods bother me a lot more than others, so I cooked a lot of my foods. Um, I would say, like, definitely, like, try to find a kitchen, like, in your building that you can cook, or, like, in another building, or talk to, like, your food services. They may have something for people who have, like, a lot of dietary restrictions. I would also say let your friends know what, like, whenever you find, like, good friends, I would definitely say, like, let them know what's going on. I think it's really important if you feel comfortable doing that, so you don't feel, like, pressured to eat in certain circumstances because you don't want them questioning you, but then later you'll just get sick or feel horrible. Like, that's not worth it, you know? All right, I'm gonna go very soon because I'm getting really tired actually. And I said it was me a short FaceTime. Not FaceTime, whatever it's called. Random question. Do I know Gabrielle Moses? I don't I don't think so. Who why? Did this person go to watch you or is this a famous person? I'm looking this person up. Oh, I've seen her YouTube channel before, but I'm not subscribed to her, but wait, that's so random. I've seen her before. Why do you ask? Um, that's so funny that I've seen her before. Um, dang it, lost my spot again. Do I use compression stockings? I do. Well, I use compression socks. I don't like them when they're too tight because they bother me. Was I involved in Greek life on campus? I was. I was in Alpha Omicron Pi, AO Pi, and I was a big part of it. I was philanthropy chair and not what? Why did I just say that? I meant to say Panhellenic delegate and mental health and wellness chair. Fitting. And so yeah, I loved AO Pi. I was like, literally the day I got in, I was like, I want to be president. Which is like ridiculous. And like obviously I totally would have been, but I went abroad during the semester. I mean, I would have tried to be president is what I'm trying to say. But I went abroad to Scotland in the semester that I would have needed to be there to be president if I got it. So I couldn't even try to be president. How do I handle situations where people are trying to recommend certain diets and therapies that are clearly scams without trying to sound rude? Dude, literally, like, ugh, they piss me off so much. I know sometimes, like, they're not trying to be rude, they're trying to be really nice, but, like, I'm just, like, I usually just, like, say, like, to be honest, like, it's complex. I'm dealing with it with my doctors, like, a lot of these things are not scientifically proven, and I'd not, like, a lot of people give me, information for these things, and, like, thank you very much for, trying to be helpful, but, like, no. I'm not very good at this. I'm also getting, like, a little bit weirded out. It's weird because, like, I'm, like, literally just talking. I know you know this. It's just me talking, so it's actually, like, very fatiguing and draining. Like, I just wanna sit here and just go like this for, like, a minute, but I can't because y'all are watching. Gabrielle Moses goes to WashU? I don't think she does. If she did, no. There's, like, no YouTubers that went to WashU. Let me see. We're gonna see where she goes to school. She goes to I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's not WashU. It's definitely not WashU. Like, we would have known that. I would have known that. Yeah, she does not go to WashU. I'm, like, really tired here. Okay, I don't think there's any more. Okay, now I feel really bad because you said, Heather, you're just like, you're dreaming that you're watching me live, and I was literally just about to end it. Is there anything else I want to say? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. I'm going to end this in like a minute. I'm so sorry, Heather. Can you guys go to that post that on my community section, like right after I end this, and comment things that like are, sorry, I'm like spacing out. What am I saying? Comment things that are unpopular opinions or controversial opinions that you want me to comment on in a video. They don't have to be related to health at all. Like, I'm not even expecting them to be. I hope I don't like have everybody hate me. Like, you probably all know I'm pretty liberal, so like, don't be like, what's your opinion on Trump? Because like, I'm not going to talk about that. But things like that, maybe not that, but like, controversial opinions. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Actually, let's leave politics out of it because I'll get really angry. Okay. I'm gonna go. I will see you guys like in another video. Not yet. Okay, whatever. Bye guys.